also helping us to stream live and the state radio, ELBC and LNTV. You can join us on LNTV. I'd like to invite the Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Ledo Julius Ren. Minister.
Next on the following is the Minister. I will let you Winnie.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to you, members of the Fourth Estate, and all those listening to us by radio and whatever other multimedia platform that you're using to follow us. And I can thank you for taking time off your busy schedule, members of the media, to be here on short notice. Even though we hold these briefings every Thursday, coming off the shoulders of the just ended elections, I thought most of you would be a little bit weary about whether or not we would have this. But thank you for coming. There are a few issues I thought we wanted to talk to the nation today about, especially after the Tuesday polls. Let me first start by commending all Liberians for the peaceful and orderly manner in which they turned out in mass on the 8th of December 2020 to participate and cast their vote in midterm senatorial elections and the constitutional referendum. Your show was exemplary and speaks of the fact that Liberia is beginning to consolidate its peace and nurture its democracy in ways that are enviable and of international standards. Regardless of some of the minor incidents, you all will agree with me that the process throughout the country passed peacefully. So we'd like to commend all Liberians, the leadership of the political parties and their supporters, the community leaders, our traditional leaders, the National Elections Commission and their staff, the joint security of our country, the police, immigration, and all paramilitary forces, including the armed forces of Liberia, and all from different political persuasions for the exemplary manner in which you carry out the cast of your vote. We'd like to thank you and commend you. We also want to use this occasion to say that let's continue in this fashion of peace and tranquility, especially now that the votes have been tallied and collated and certified by the National Elections Commission. It is concerning to us because we believe that in any given democracy, second known to its nurturing, its peace and tranquility, the security of all Liberians is of great concern, not just to the government of Liberia, but even our international partners who have, over the years, stood by Liberia and have invested a lot in ensuring that we reach this stage in our country. So I'd like to appeal to all the leadership of the political parties, especially ruling as well as opposition, the alternative voices of our country, to exercise restraint, to be a little more patient, to be above the fray, to show maturity, to think about the greater good and peace and stability of our country. Because at the end of it all, when these results are announced, it is Liberia that wins, regardless of who wins, whether it's the senatorial race or in the referendum. Our focus is to move Liberia forward. And that's how we should see all of this. So all the incendiary comments, the inciting comments, we should try to lower the rhetorics. Our people deserve peace. Our people want peace. Our people have come a long way. This country has gone through the brunt of a fratricidal civil war. I need not tell of the colossal damage that we caused ourselves as a people, a nation. So it's about time now that we exercise as leaders, especially as leaders of our various groupings, various organizations, various societies, so to speak, to take on the leadership role of ensuring that we talk to our supporters, our partisans, our sympathizers, our well-wishers, to just be calm and patient and give the National Elections Commission an opportunity to do its work and to give out the results as they have tallied and certified. This will be the biggest Christmas gift that we can give to ourselves as Liberians. And the world is watching. All eyes are on Liberia. Let's show to the rest of the world that we are turning a page, that we are deepening our democracy, and we are consolidating our peace. Yes, we have our political differences. Yes, in a democracy there will be better exchanges of ideas. But at the end of it all, in that marketplace, we all must coexist in peace, harmony, and tranquility, respecting the rule of law, respecting one another, regardless of our dissenting views. Let our comments be rational, let it be responsible, and let it contribute to the general peace and tranquility of our country. This is our plea as a government. President Weah, on the eve of the December 8 elections, spoke about how important maintaining the peace and stability of our country is to us, to all of us. We want to reiterate that clarion call of His Excellency that all Liberians, regardless of where you are, regardless of how you feel about whatever issues there are mechanisms through which our grievances post-elections can be addressed. But let's do it in peace and harmony. We can only plead, beg, appeal to the good conscience of our nation, all of us. It is incumbent upon us, leaders, civil society leaders, our interreligious leaders. All of you, all of us have a co-responsibility to ensure that these elections pass off in peace and tranquility so that we can have a joyous festive season. Christmas is right around the corner. The new year is right around the corner. Let's follow march into the 2021, knowing full well that as a country that we have crossed the Rubicon, that we can hold elections, we can debate the issues, we can disagree, but at the end of it all, we can do it in peace, harmony, tranquility, laughter, conviviality, and anything else you can think about that promotes peace. The Ministry of Justice wants to commend the gallantry of the men and women in uniform for the professional and dedicated manner in which they carry out their duties during the December 8th polls. We commend them, and we are sure that we will continue in exercise of their duties, exhibiting a high degree of professionalism and dedication in order to ensure that peace, security, and tranquility will remain in our country. I'd like to commend them. The Minister of Justice also wants to assure the public that whatever incidents that occur, minor as they may be, will be thoroughly investigated and actions taken immediately. It calls on all political parties and their leadership to think about post-election actions and comments, because We believe this is about the most critical period now in the electioneering period, in the electioneering process. The period where there's a state of uncertainty with respect to the vote count and the results announced. We're asking the leadership of these political parties, independent candidates, to play an exemplary role in trying to control the emotions of the partisans, their supporters, and their wishes, so that all of this can pass on in peace and tranquility. Remember, electioneering is just about contestation. We may disagree, but at the end of it all, when the voices of our people have spoken, we are all under the mandate to follow. So let's, during this period, give the National Elections Commission the opportunity to carry out its statutory mandate, and then we all can rejoice and be good winners as well as be good losers. I also like to talk briefly about the, the, the much circulated subject. As I speak to you, Mr. McGill is in good spirits, in good health, carrying out his duties as the Minister for Presidential Affairs of the state. He's been holding a series of meetings since yesterday and today. As you all know, we announced several weeks ago that street lights will be coming into the country and transformers will be coming into the country under the presidential project to light up Monrovia. So he's been very busy holding meetings to ensure that these projects are ongoing and are successful. I'm told that some of the street lights are already at the border, along with some of the transformers that have arrived in the country. So in the next coming days, you will see massive movement and deployment of these equipment and facilities throughout the city. There is no unusual truth to these rumors that the minister has fallen down with stroke. That's not so. He was on Zoom this morning with some independent media people. I'm sure they will, in their respective newspapers, say that also too. So we just like to make it clear to the public that the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs is well and kicking and is carrying out his full duties and responsibilities as mandated. Finally, from my end, I'd like to announce that the National Elections Commission will hold a major conference this afternoon beginning at 1 o'clock at its headquarters. You members of the media are invited to attend. It will be live on the national radio, and I'm sure other radio stations and other news outlets will do their best to carry live the news conference of the National Elections Commission. Let me also say that as a government, we have explicit and unwavering confidence in the leadership and commission and board of commissioners of the National Elections Commission. All we can say to all Iberians is to give them the chance to carry out their statutory mandate as required by the Constitution. Thank you. Questions?
Thank you, Rennie. Question for Mr. Rennie, Governor level.
Well, that's the voice of the ministers, Honorable Ledger Rennie, with
Yes, sir, I think you're
a
very
brief statement
Well,
on some national issues as well.
without much ado, let me thank all of you again, members of the press. Speak to the nation. Thanks to all of you Liberians for the exemplary show of support, leadership, and peaceful assembly that you did on December 8, 2020, in exercising your democratic franchise. I wish you all a pleasant weekend. Let's look forward to a prosperous and peaceful Nigeria. Thank you.
Well, that's the voice of the Minister for Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Elijah Rennie, with a brief remark on some national issue as well.